When you're buying a reusable bottle, one of the first decisions you'll have to make is whether to get a narrow mouth or a wide mouth bottle. We're going to review the main factors you should be thinking about when making your decision, and spoiler alert, we have a pretty strong opinion on this one. Please note that some bottle brands have different terminologies. For example, Hydro Flask has a standard mouth, and that's what we would classify as a narrow mouth design. Links for the products are in the description. One of the most common reasons that someone might prefer a narrow mouth is that it's easier to take sips of your drink, and this is certainly true with the base bottle. With wide mouth bottles, it's not uncommon to take a sip of water and accidentally splash yourself in the face. Then don't be surprised when your friends or family make an airplane reference about having a drinking problem. But if you have a wide mouth bottle, you can easily avoid this problem by purchasing a different style lid like a straw, sip, or chug style. For Hydro Flasks, see our videos reviewing their Flex Straw and Flex Sip lids to take a closer look. Or get a splash guard like Splash Pro for Hydro Flasks or Guyot or Watergate for nalgenes. Factor 2. How easy is it to clean a narrow versus wide mouth bottle? First off, regardless of which bottle you use, we highly recommend getting a bottle brush to make cleaning your big bottle more easy. But in general, you'll find narrow mouth bottles more difficult to clean than wide mouth bottles. Narrow mouth bottles limit the size of the bottle brush that you can fit, and with smaller brushes, the bristles usually aren't long enough to reach the spot where the bottle widens just under the neck. Wide mouth bottles can fit bigger brushes with longer bristles, so it's easier to clean this area. Factor 3. Many people like to add ice or flavorings to their water to change things up, but if you get a narrow mouth bottle, you're really limiting what you can do. Adding ice is more tedious, and that's if your ice cubes even fit. Some bottles, like narrow mouth nalgenes, have really small openings that won't even fit most standard ice cubes. And odds are you won't have an easy time adding fruit or tea leaves since most infusers won't fit. You can add liquid flavorings and flexible tea bags to narrow mouth bottles, but that's about it. Wide mouth bottles are much more versatile than narrow mouth bottles. It's easier to add ice, fruit and tea infusers, and other natural flavorings. Our FlavorFuse Pod fruit infuser fits great in most wide mouth bottles, and you can fit many common tea infusers as well. You might be asking if narrow mouth or wide mouth bottles are more expensive, but the opening style really is not much of a factor. The variables that make the most impact on the bottle cost are the brand and bottle size, not the opening style. So when it comes to deciding whether narrow or wide mouth bottles are better, our opinion is that wide mouths are the clear winners. They're easier to clean, they're more versatile when it comes to adding ice and flavorings, and you can make it just as easy to take sips as a narrow mouth bottle by getting the right lid or splash guard. Do you agree with our recommendation? Let us know below. And if you go for a wide mouth bottle, keep Bottle Pro in mind. We sell a range of accessories for wide mouth bottles, including cup holder adapters, infusers, splash guards, and carrying pouches. Thanks for watching.